How's it going, YouTube base here? Today we're going to be talking about what has been happening to Spider-Man for the past few days in the MCU and what could possibly be the future of Tom Holland. Without further ado, let's get to it. As you probably heard, Sony took away Spider-Man from Disney and Marvel and to use Spider-Man as part of the Sonyverse, I'll call it. And basically Venom is owned by Sony and Spider-Verse is also by and owned by Sony. So they basically think that they're ready to make a movie without Marvel and Disney due to what they've done with Spider-Man Far From Home. Because when you see Spider-Man Far From Home is probably one of the biggest movies of this year. Not bigger than Endgame, but it's pretty big. And it's a real shame seeing Sony do this to us, because we've been hoping to see Spider-Man 3 after Spider-Man Far From Home, after that huge cliffhanger revealing that he's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
I just feel like that Sony shouldn't have done this in the first place. And what's even worse is that Tom Holland doesn't even have a role as a superhero anymore, unless Sony apologizes to him and include him in their own movies for Spider-Man 3 and possibly 4. And also to collide with Venom, which is probably the main reason why they took away Spider-Man in the first place. I mean, it's pretty big for many Marvel fans because Spider-Man is a big impact in the entire Marvel universe, the comics and even the shows and the movies, everything in the Marvel universe. And it's sad to see him go away because of Sony, which is the main reason. Even seeing Venom 2 with Carnage, I feel like it's not that good of an idea to bring Spider-Man into this universe, and even Marvel admitted that they wanted Venom in the MCU, and this probably includes Carnage and maybe more of the Sinister Six, like Kraven the Hunter, for example. And for Kraven the Hunter, the director for Black Panther originally wanted him to be the villain in the first Black Panther movie, but they had to use, of course, Eric Killmonger. And seeing Tom Holland unfollow Sony on Instagram, and there's also rumors that Zendaya is helping him out too, but it's pretty sad because this is probably his big future. And honestly, I don't really care for the other movies that he'll be appearing in, Spies in Disguise and the new Disney Pixar movie Onward, as of course Chris Pratt, aka Star-Lord, and Owen. But yeah, seeing this happen is pretty sad. And I don't want to see Uncle Ben die the third time now. I don't want to see no reboots. I don't want to see any new reincarnation of a new Spider-Man. Because, honestly, I really do think Tom Holland is one of the greatest Spider-Man actors of all time. Probably even better than Tobey Maguire. And obviously is better than Andrew Garfield. But we don't know what Marvel and Sony is really going to do with Spider-Man at this point. I mean, there is some rumors that Tom Holland confirmed confirms that Spider-Man 3 will happen with Sony, like, I don't know if I should believe it, because he did say that he's done as Spider-Man. But I don't even know what to believe at this point, because I don't know what they're gonna do to Spider-Man. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters, one of my most favorite superhero characters of all time. Back then, when I was a little kid, I played Spider-Man 2 on the Nintendo GameCube. Now I'm playing Spider-Man PS4 on, obviously, the PS4. And of course I watched all those shows, Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, and I watched like a little glimpse of the new-ish Spider-Man. But seeing this again is just sad.